WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.
And welcome to another episode of Student Section MLB. If you notice, leading off the show, it is not Will. We wish him luck. Apparently he's doing some interesting things. I think we'll get to talk to him next week about that. So that's all for him. But we've had an interesting weekend with the MLB playoffs. I'm, of course, Carson Keel, joined by
Luke Torre.
Yes, just an exciting weekend of MLB playoffs. And let me say, a little shocking, a little bit funny, and you were right about some predictions.
Yes.
I will have to eat some more.
Oh, yes, Phillies. I was right. I said Phillies in 2. They won in 2. I will take my credit where it's due. But yeah, I want to talk about the wild card series off the bat. Rays Guardians. I did not expect the Guardians to win that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone
two
did.
games.
Yeah.
Game 1. I mean, McClanahan pitched a decent game, not great. 7 innings, 7 hits. Made that one mistake to Jose Ramirez for the home run in Game 1, and that was the difference. 2-1 finish. Guardians won, obviously. And then Game 2 on Saturday, that ridiculous 15-inning no offense game finished with a walk-off home run in the 15th by
that was
Gonzalez.
that was just like a magical game because, again, they played nearly 2 games worth of baseball.
And had 11 combined hits in 15 innings.
Yeah, I was thinking, if the Rays were going to win that game, I was just thinking, I said this to some friends, everyone's arms is just going to be jelly.
Yeah, look at this. They had Glasnow go 5.
Right.
They had Fairbanks go 0. He walked 2 guys. Adam went 2 innings. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other guys pitch after that. That all went 1 2/3, 1 1/3, 1 1/3, 1, and then 1 1/3. And they threw Kluber out there in the 15th. They threw a starter out there.
Yeah, because they knew, all right, look, you can't run through the bullpen. What are they going to have to do? Each bullpen pitcher throw 3 innings?
And then you look at the Guardians side, if the Rays won that game, Game 3 was going to be weird because the Guardians had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pitchers. Their last pitcher went 3 innings. 35 pitches, 29 strikes.
Well, I have to say, again, it was
Sam Hentges. I've never heard of him.
Well, just who would have thought?
Crazy on that series. Then we circle back on first game Friday. Phillies on top of the Cardinals, 6-3, right out of the gate. Both teams were super slow.
Yeah.
Not a run scored till the 7th inning. The pinch hit home run by Yepez.
Yeah.
I thought Cardinals were winning after that.
I thought the Cardinals were winning the series.
It was 2-0. 9th inning, Bohm gets hit by the pitch with the bases loaded. Segura singles, and then from there they just keep rallying. Yeah, put up 6 runs in the 9th inning.
Let's see. You said the Phillies last week, right?
I did. Yeah. I said the Phillies were going to win in 2 games.
I think everyone thought this was going to be a 3-game series because.
Oh, without a doubt. I thought the Phillies were going to. Honestly, I said Phillies in 2. I wasn't serious. I thought the Guardians were going to sneak out of there. I thought the Phillies could sneak in a win, but I thought the Guardians were going to get out of there.
The Guardians?
Cardinals, sorry. The Cardinals were going to get out of there with the series.
Yeah.
But you look at Game 2 and on Saturday, and they get shut out, 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Harper homer in the 2nd inning, and then Schwarber hit the sac fly in the 5th. But overall, no offense. The Cardinals only had 4 hits, or 7 hits actually. The Phillies had 4 hits, but Cardinals 7 hits, couldn't hit with runners in scoring position. You're not going to win a game like that, let alone in the playoffs.
Yeah, if you want to talk about no offense, the entire Phillies-Cardinals series is basically no offense.
Combined, 5 runs between, or two runs in Game 2 and Game 3. Game 1, they had, until the 9th inning, 0 runs for the Phillies and 2 runs for the Cardinals. The Cardinals scored 3 runs in 18 innings. And take away that 9th inning, the Phillies scored 2.
It's just the 9th inning was Phillies specialty for those 2 games. There's no other way to describe it. Mm-hmm. I think everyone's just really surprised as the Phillies that kind of got hot.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we're going to talk about later in the show Phillies did upshow the Braves yesterday.
They did. I was shocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to that.
It's the curse of the day game. But
Mariners, Blue Jays.
okay, now these are the two. We're going to talk this in the Mets Padres series.
Yes.
This is where the offense came in handy.
See, I mean, game one, Blue Jays had no offense.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 hits matched what Seattle put on the board, but no runs. Right off the bat, Mariners take a 3-0 lead in the first inning after a double from Suarez and a homer from Riley.
Well, the Blue Jays were just basically stunned that entire game one.
Yeah,
it was over.
Yeah. And then game 2, there was some offense there, to say the least.
Very much.
How do you blow that game?
I mean,
you're up 8-1 in the 6th inning. Then you're up 8-5 in the 7th inning. I'm sorry, 9-5 in the 7th inning. Then the 8th inning comes, it's a tie game. And then the 9th, you lose it. You lose that big. Like, I know Toronto's bullpen is questionable, but that large of a lead, a 7-run deficit in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's unexcusable.
That is completely unexcusable.
That should have been a Game 2 win for the Blue Jays.
100%.
Okay. Now look,
19 runs scored in Game 2.
You're a Rangers fan, right?
Oh, what?
Rangers fan?
For hockey?
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm a Avalanche fan. My brother works for them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Well,
I mean, I root for the Rangers. I'm from New York, obviously. Like, all my friends are Rangers fans. I root for the Rangers.
Okay, you know about Toronto, right?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that the Toronto Blue Jays are the Toronto Maple Leafs of the MLB?
I think so. I feel bad for Blue Jays fans, man. That was inexcusable and unbelievable. Actually, I can't believe that game was blown.
Yeah, that was just that was crazy. Mariners, of course. They also had their own little comeback debacle.
They did.
Yeah.
That was ugly.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I hate the decision to not walk. We'll get into that.
Yeah, that's saving for next segment. But
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Padres Mets.
Okay.
I mean, wow, the Mets. It's the Mets. Right out of the gate, Josh Bell homer in the first inning, 2-0 Padres. This is in New York, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Grisham
homered in the second
before we get in that series, what about those New York crowds, baby? They were loving those Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't sell out a game, I think.
I mean, just wow. It's 7-1 in game 1.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they'd put up more of a fight. 101 win team. I know it's the Mets, but come on. You got Max Scherzer on the mound. Scherzer got rocked.
Yeah. I mean, look. The Mets in general basically blew this series. 4
2/3 innings from Scherzer. When is the last time Max Scherzer, let alone in the playoffs, Max Scherzer, let up 7 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings?
That probably sometimes when it was with the Nationals. Probably.
I mean, that is just unbelievable. 7 hits, 7 runs in 4 2/3 innings.
Yeah.
From Max Scherzer. They were all over him.
That's the Mets curse, baby.
And that's the difference. 7 runs. That's 7-1 in that game. Then you go to game 2. 7-3 Mets.
Yeah. And by the way, I know that there's just to say this is surprisingly not Jacob deGrom's this was his best game of the entire year.
6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at that. That's a decent.
Yeah, that's a decent night.
That's a decent night. I mean, that's not a DeGrom night, but that's a decent night. You can't be mad at that.
Yeah.
What I was confused about was the fact that they put in Edwin Diaz right after DeGrom.
Yeah.
Why did they do that for an inning and 2/3?
That was just that was flailing around trying.
I mean,
to
at that point when he was taken out of the game in the 7th inning, they had a 7-2 lead, and you're putting him. Like, I get it's been a while. You want to, it's been a minute. He hasn't pitched because of the break, but
I think they were that scared that they could lose that lead.
A 7-1 lead, a 7-2 lead in the 7th inning.
Yes.
You need 9 outs. I'm sorry, 6 outs. You need.
Yes, I think they were that scared.
And they put him in for a 6-out save.
I would not be surprised.
When you know you're going to win that game and go to a game 3.
I would not be surprised if someone from the Mets front office called out and said, "Put Diaz in. We do not. If we blow this lead, we do not want to be the biggest show."
And then you go to game 3. Musgrove shuts him down.
Yeah,
absolutely dominant, great outing from Musgrove, and then they're on their last leg, and Buck calls for a check on the ears.
Okay, can we talk about the ears? Because there's two reasonable explanations. I believe either one of these. One, it was just pure sweat, which I totally believe.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, no, I could see the shyness. Like, I could get it. I think it was just the lights.
I think that was just backs on the wall. You got one thing to do because you know you're dead.
You're
lost.
Yeah.
You're dead.
I mean, the other thing is McCutcheon put this out. He thought it was red hot, just like to keep like Musgrove irritated.
It could be, but let alone 6-0.
Yeah.
Joe Musgrove absolutely dominant. 7 innings, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk. The bullpen comes and does their job. Ranger Suarez, 1 inning, no hits, 2 strikeouts, and then Hader closed it out. 1 inning, 1 strikeout.
Yeah,
That's a done.
I mean, look, the Mets are basically, they said today that they're keeping the front office together, not firing anyone, which I'm kind of surprised about. I thought there would be at least one kind of scapegoat firing.
They'll come. They will come.
I think they're going to wait till next year. I think they're going to call this year just like a bad break and move through, which I'm very surprised about, which is, a little interesting from a Mets office under the ownership, current ownership, I should say. I guess now the question is, who do they bring back? I'm interested if they choose to either play around with different free agents.
The Mets have proved one thing this year. If the Mets have proved one thing this year, it's that money. I'm sorry. Yeah, money can buy hitters. Money can buy very good hitters, but those hitters cannot lead you to a championship without a bullpen.
Yeah.
They had quite the rotation there.
Now, do you
when
think
healthy? They had quite the lineup when healthy? That bullpen is what sold them.
Now, do you think they go crazy with trades and maybe
I don't think they go crazy with trades, but losing. I think they're going to lose DeGrom. He's 34. Oh, yeah. He's injury-free. He played 12 games this year. I mean, obviously, that's no discounting what DeGrom has done in his career and how good he still is when he is healthy. But that's a big win. Yeah. I mean, DeGrom, 12 games this season. He's 34 years old. Are you going to want to pay him that much money to come back on a long-term deal? I don't know. Yeah. I don't see him coming back. So that's a lot of money you have now, getting rid of that DeGrom contract. So you got money to shoot in free agency. Grab a starter to replace him. It obviously won't live up to him, but it'll replace his place. And then you got extra money. Go browsing. Go shopping for some relievers and maybe even some holes that you have on offense. But relief pitching is the number one need in the teams.
They truly just need a closer. That's the issue.
Edwin could close.
Yeah,
Edwin was great this year.
But they haven't really let him. That's the issue.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Well, and I think this is also probably a Mets front office issue is they have such a leash, and of course it probably doesn't help that they have some of the most, dare I say, depressed fans out there who kind of go Debbie Downer on everything. Did that maybe play a bit of a factor into this season?
I mean, I think it could have. What do you?
Yeah.
I definitely think that could have put a factor.
Well, I mean, let's just we can go ahead and say it. I mean, all right, how do I put this? Should the Mets be really hands off with Buck next year and just say, all right, this is your 1 year. If you don't make any big improvement, you're done. But otherwise, besides when it comes to how we're going to treat you with the players, that's all you. Should they let that happen?
I mean, I think they could. That's definitely a route they could take, knowing Buck's history. But, I mean, I don't think they go that route, to be honest. I think they just go with the flow, see what happens, help him out if he needs help. But, yeah, I think it's always, in every situation, it's always go lead your players, lead your team, get the job done. But, obviously, if he's struggling a little bit, you try to help him out at the deadline. If that's not enough, he's gone.
Well, that's the issue. The deadline, they did nothing.
They did nothing at the deadline. I mean, they're an 101-win team, but can't make it past the wild card with no bullpen.
Yeah.
That's the Mets.
Yeah. Again, I think the Mets kind of got high on their own supply when it came to the hype. Mm-hmm. I think that they kind of... Did they have a good team? Yes, they had a really good team.
Great on paper. 100% great on paper.
Yes. Paper, good. Execution.
They might have the best roster in the entire league. Debatable with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. If they didn't get so high on their potential team and if they were willing to make changes, we could be talking about a Mets-Phillies series right now. We seriously could. So it's strange how things go. But we are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about, of course, these current division series. Quite a bit to discuss about, of course, especially for the Braves. And, of course, that Houston-Seattle game yesterday. Crazy comeback. But we'll see you in just a few minutes.
WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.
And welcome back. So, let's get into those ALDS and NLDS series. So, let's talk about the one that was probably the most talked about yesterday. At least in other regions.
In this one.
Yes. So, let's just get right into it. I mean,
right out of the gate, Seattle on the board. 1-0 in the first, 3-0 in the second, 4-0 in the second. They're up 4-0 in the second inning on the Astros, division rivals. I mean, a big leads through this entire game. They had control up until the 9th inning, obviously. A 7-3 lead in the 7th inning, another blown lead.
Yeah.
7-5 in the 8th after a Bregman homer. And then obviously the infamous walk-off by that scary man, Yordan Alvarez.
Yes. Okay, hang on.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that kid. Did you see the video of the kid?
That just angered me. Dude, first of all, kid, sorry, no crying in baseball. Second of all, your team's been to the World Series every year for the past 4 years.
Well,
that's your entire life. That's literally your entire life. And second of all, you didn't even catch me crying when your team cheated. All right? That kid's.
Okay, have you seen what's been going on with baseball Twitter? There is some crazy guy out there who's trying to find the location of this kid.
That is not good. That is not good, guys.
Yes. Yeah, I don't want to read the tweets. I don't know because it gets crazy.
But let's talk about the decisions made here. I mean, to go to Robbie Ray, lefty, I get it.
Yeah.
But why are we not intentionally walking Yordan Alvarez, who is already 2 for 4 with doubles and RBIs and this, that, and the other thing?
Because
there is an open base. Was there 2 outs at the time?
I want to say yes.
There's an open base. Obviously, yeah, Bregman's on deck. But I just don't see why you take your closer out. I mean, I get taking your closer out in that position. I mean, he Sewell left guys on got guys on base, but come on. I get the lefty decision with Robbie Ray, but guys, that is the most dangerous hitter in the league besides Aaron Judge right now.
Yeah,
because Trout's eliminated, but he's top 3 hitter in baseball. I think it goes Judge, Trout, and then Yordan. What are we doing? Bottom 9, everybody was expecting a walk-off homer there.
Because that's exactly what I said last week. The Mariners have no playoff experience.
But that doesn't take away. I get the no playoff experience thing, but the coach, the manager,
he hasn't played in the playoff scenario where you have to deal with the idea of, okay, you know what, we take the walk. We're trying to make sure that we can get this win. Now it doesn't help that the team itself already let the Astros already catch up so close with their deficit. So that's a bit on them.
That game might have been worse than the Mariners Blue Jays game.
Oh, 100%. Because guess what? Everyone knew the Astros had the power to come back and beat the Mariners. Now it's reared its ugly head back in the Mariners' way. So it's completely on the Mariners on that one.
Yeah.
But the issue is, like I said last week, the Mariners have no playoff experience. They got lucky with the wild card. Game 1, that was kind of all on them.
Yep.
Game 2, Blue Jays blew it.
Wow.
You
can't just say Blue Jays blew. You can't discredit the comeback. I mean, they did that. They came back in that environment.
Yeah, just like the Astros came back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right.
Just look. I think the Mariners are going to be losing this in 3 games. I mean, look. Can you see a way for the Mariners to win a game at this point?
I think they can sneak one out, either at home or the game tomorrow night. We'll see, but I think they push it to 4. Obviously, now I don't think they win the series. If they won that game, my thoughts would be a lot different.
Oh yeah, if they won game 1, I think we would be talking about can the Mariners
upset. A potential upset.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk Yankees Guardians. Great start by Garrett Cole. I mean, he needed that. We needed that big. 6 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. You cannot ask for anything better than that. I mean, he did his job. He made 1 mistake, which was the home run to Kwan, and that was the only run he gave up.
Yeah.
I mean, great job by him. Bader, first homer in pinstripes, comes at a great time. Trevino, sac fly, and then Rizzo, the home run to add on to it. I mean, as a Yankee fan, it is so reassuring that Garrett Cole finally got his good postseason start with the Yankees. I mean, for going forward, I don't want to look past the series because anything can happen, but that is big. That is big for us. I mean, Guardians came out of the gate hot. Kwan had a great game, 2 for 4.
Well, I mean, look, the Yankees, they did their thing where they kind of, I wouldn't say they allowed the team to tire themselves out, but the Yankees, they've always been kind of a slow to start offense where by about 6th, 7th inning, they're rolling and they can, unless there's a deficit too big, they can make a comeback easy.
On their bullpen.
Yep.
They do that a lot. I mean, Cal Quantrill, not a strikeout guy.
Yeah.
He had a decent game. I mean, 5 strikeouts in 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs. That's obviously not what you want.
Yeah. Look, the Guardians, they didn't have a great night, especially when it came to relievers. They just didn't. After about the first 3 innings, it was kind of just not their night. It was the Yankees. After that, it was the Yankees show. But look, I think they have the potential to possibly take this to 5 games. And I'll explain why. I feel
tomorrow we got Shane Bieber versus Nestor Cortez in the jungle.
That's going to be a pitching. That's going to be a pitching game.
I agree.
I think that's just going to be who can be the better starter. And there's a good chance. Now I know you're a Yankees fan. You might disagree with me on this. I think there's a good chance Cleveland can pull out a run-1 win when it comes to this game.
I mean, I could obviously see that. I mean, I look past being a fan to look more into the actual logistics of the games. But I mean, Cortez up in the air. He was so great during the regular season, top 5 in Cy Young. Like, he was unbelievable. But when has he ever pitched in the postseason?
Yeah, that's another postseason.
Shane Bieber, I think, has some postseason.
A lot of it.
Yeah, I think he's got some postseason experience. But again, this Yankees team, they're hungry. They're ready to get 28, man, and I think they're just ready to beat up on any guy that comes their way. I mean, you could throw Verlander, you could throw DeGrom, Nolan Ryan. I think this team's ready to go and ready to beat you anyway. So I think the Guardians could squeak 1 game out in this series, but I think that the Yankees come out on top. And obviously, Houston for a rematch. Yes.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think that Cleveland has a chance to take this to 5 games, but I think the Yankees are going to win it in 5. I don't see any other way that this ALDS series is just going to be a 4-game or a 3-game series. So, again, I definitely don't see Cleveland sticking around any farther in the playoffs past this round. But let's go ahead and talk about Padres Dodgers.
So right out the gate, Trey Turner bomb and a beautiful bat flip.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was satisfying. And then added a little insurance. Max Muncy came in, singled, knocked in Smith. But I mean, ultimately, take away the 5th inning for the Padres, they had no offense.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that was just maybe some Game 1 blues where, you're coming off your hangover of beating the Mets, where it's a series that A lot of people thought the Mets were going to win. All right, you're underdogs.
Find out tonight.
Yeah.
We'll find out in 10 minutes, actually, is when first pitch.
A little under that, yeah, but still, it's look, can the Padres come back? Possibly.
Yeah, the Padres got a great, well put together roster. I think they have a lot of postseason experience on that roster between Machado and even like Soto. They got guys on there that, like Brandon Drury, he has had postseason experience.
Yeah.
So I mean, like these guys, Will Myers. I mean, he's had some postseason experience. But I ultimately, obviously, think the 111 win Dodgers come out of the series on top. But I think this could go to 4 or 5 games. Definitely goes to 4, in my opinion. I think the Padres definitely win at least 1, but I think it could go to 5. And I would love for this series to go to 5. I think that would be an unbelievable atmosphere. Game 5, Padres-Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. That would be unbelievable. I would love that.
Okay, so I'm going to get my stuff for predictions in a second. But did you see that the Dodgers fans are keeping a certain tradition alive?
No, I didn't.
Fights in the parking lot, baby.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Yikes.
There was another video. It was 2 Dodgers fans this time. They weren't
why are they turning on each other?
It's a civil war. The Dodgers fans are going for each other's throats. So can we give a round of applause, a thank you for the Dodgers fans for keeping that wonderful tradition alive?
Yeah, I hate that.
I love it. No. It's beautiful. It's nature. Nature is healing after that NLCS loss to the Braves last year. But prediction time, Padres versus Dodgers. This series, I'm seeing it going to 5. I can't see any other way. It's the Dodgers win. I think they're basically it's their series to lose. Where this kind of goes from here in terms of, could a possible Padres series win happen?
I think the upset is there. Honestly, I could see it happening. I don't think it will happen, but there's obviously the possibility with the way this roster is constructed. They matched up with them well in the regular season. They didn't get blown out in the series that they played in the regular season. Obviously, postseason, different atmosphere. But like I said, I think this Padres team is well put together, and I think they could come out on top of this series. There's always the possibility of it happening, but honestly, I could see it. That being said, it's not likely, so I'm going to pick the Dodgers to come out on top, but I wouldn't be all that shocked if the Padres won it.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. It's just Dodgers have some. I'm not going to say they're the better team, but
there's so much more firepower on that team. It's just like I don't see anybody stopping them.
Yeah, I think if the Padres win Game 2 tonight, we might be having a different conversation.
Yeah, if they steal one in LA,
yeah, that's big.
That is huge. I would love for the Dodgers. I hate to look ahead. I hate to do that. But I would love for the Dodgers to be eliminated. Take down that firehouse. Yeah, that powerhouse. Yeah, so I don't need to worry about the World Series.
It would be very funny.
Yes,
but
it'd be great.
Yeah, just and I'm someone who thrives off the chaos energy, but I just can't see it with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I don't think it's likely, but it could happen. Yeah. All right, shift over to Philly and Atlanta from yesterday. Right out of the gate, Philly, 2 runs in the first, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. They go up 6-1, and then 5th inning, 7-1. The Braves really showed fight. That is a very large upside if you're a Braves fan. I know it was a loss, tough loss. I think you guys ultimately come out of this series on top, but that is good to show late game fight like that. Olsen with the 3-run homer. And Darno double in the 5th inning to answer a little bit, cut it to 4 runs. Just fell short of coming back in that game. But, to be down 6-1 and show fight, that's a good sign as a Braves fan.
I'll tell you what it was. I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was the curse of the day game. Braves are terrible at day games. It reared its ugly head once again. Just kind of crazy. How that kind of goes through and I'm really hoping that the Braves can kind of at least tie the series again tonight. I would love for it to be a statement win. Right now, last I saw, it was still 0-0, unless you're seeing something different.
The Braves Phillies?
Yeah.
Yes, still 0-0. But I want to talk Phillies offense, man.
I don't want to.
I mean, Bryce Harper, 3 for 3. Nick Castellanos, 3 for 5. I mean, like, these guys...
These are scary bad numbers. I don't like them.
2 for 4 for Gene Segura with that big hit. I mean, the Phillies used a lot of pitching yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
Ranger Suarez started at 3 1/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 relievers after him.
Yeah, that's kind of my hope for tonight, is where the Braves can, like, 6th, 7th, 8th, it kind of pull together and maybe get a couple runs in before, and hopefully Philly does not start to break the barriers of Kyle Wright, because Wright seems to be holding them off right now. And
what really killed Atlanta was the bottom of their order.
Yeah,
Acuna went 3 for 4, Dansby 1 for 5.
I mean, the Matt Olson home run.
Matt Olson,
make it 7-6.
Matt Olson 2 for 3. I mean, but then you look down below Darno, who went 2 for 5 with that double. Orlando Arcia, 0 for. Michael Harris, 0 for. Robbie Grossman, 0 for. And then you got pinch hitters, Eddie Rosario, 0 for. Marcelo Ozuna, 0 for.
At least I think
Grissom, 0
I think they might have made some changes. That I'm looking
yeah, they got pinch hitters, left field, pinch hitters all over.
Yeah,
but
at least I think they did make some. Did they not post the lineup?
I got it here. I mean,
okay.
Grossman got taken out for Grissom, then Rosario took over in left field, and then Marcelo Ozuna pinch hit for Rosario. So Rosario didn't even get an at bat, but he took over as a defensive replacement.
Okay.
But I mean, all in all, tough game as a Braves fan to watch.
Yeah. Very tough.
But tonight you bounce back. I mean, it's the top of the 5th inning here, scoreless, 3 combined hits, 2 for Philly, 1 for Atlanta. It's Acuna, of course. But every guy after Acuna, 0 for. I mean, guys, he's good, but he can't carry all of you. You're a postseason roster. Come on, you gotta wake up.
Yeah, I'm hoping that yesterday's late attempt at a rally was kind of like when the bats can get hot. Right now, we're not seeing that as a result. Again, I'm hoping where Philly used
Kyle Wright pitching a hell of a game. 4 innings, 2 hits, 3 Ks. Wheeler 4 innings, 1 hit, 3 Ks. It's a pitching battle there.
Yeah.
But we'll see as this goes on. Probably we'll reach the 6th or 7th inning by the time we hop off the air. But
yeah, it's top of the 5th right now. 2-0 outs.
Yeah, no outs. But yeah, I mean, would be very, very big if the Phillies won both games in Atlanta for Philly. There, I mean, at that point, I think you pretty much guarantee they win the series.
Yeah, if that happens,
if they win tonight, Phillies win.
Yeah.
I mean, the Braves are technically not. They are on the verge of elimination here. I mean, obviously 3 games, not 2. They're not in an elimination game, but they are on the verge of elimination, because I think if you go down 2-0 to the Phillies and lose both of those games at home, and then go over to Citizens Bank Park for 2 games,
you're done.
You're done. Yeah. They are winning one of those games.
Yeah, I mean, look, if the Braves lose the series, I think that there's going to not be some very happy people at Liberty Media.
Oh, definitely.
And I think Brian Spencer is probably done.
I mean, I don't know how you could fire a guy after winning a World Series last year.
If you lose in the NLDS, yeah, I can see it. I mean, look, it's World Series or bust again for the Braves. I think no one can deny that.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, Padres, Dodgers, first pitch happened. It was a strike by Kershaw to Kim. But yeah, I mean, lineup looks good for the Padres tonight. You got Kim leading off, Soto, Machado, Drury, Cronenworth. Though that knee to the order is tough to beat. But then you look over to LA and you got Mookie, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Max Muncy, Justin Turner, Gavin Lux. I mean, Cody Bellinger's your 900, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's been horrific the past 2 years, but we all know what Cody Bellinger's capable of, and he definitely's got postseason experience. So I mean, I don't know. We talked about what we think the results of that Padres-Dodgers series is going to be, but tonight's a very big game for both of these NLDS series.
Yeah, if either team wins, it's a big deal.
It is a huge deal.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the other game to watch besides Phillies Braves, which kind of surprising. I think everyone thought that maybe one of these series would kind of go through a little smooth, but it seems both of them are kind of at least keeping each other close, even as a Braves fan. That makes me not so happy. Speaking of Braves fans, though, because the Braves did have a weather delay. They were supposed to start at 4:35 Eastern, I believe.
Right.
That was pushed back because of rain. Did you see what the Braves did as a term, kind of like allowing kind of a little to fans?
I did not.
Half off drinks, half off everything, basically.
What?
Since 4 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, wow.
And
there are going to be a lot of drunk people in that stadium
I've
right
already
now.
seen a few videos.
And some angry ones, too, if they lose this game.
Yeah. So
I hope that drunk wears off by the end of the game if the Braves lose.
No.
A ugly scene.
No. You know, but Truist Park beer is actually pretty cheap compared to most.
Yeah, I mean,
and imagine
Yankee Stadium, you got
off.
$15 pinstripe tall boys.
Yeah, and imagine that already relatively cheap beer, half off. Oh, baby.
Yeah, wow. Alrighty then.
Yeah, so you look around for videos for fans in Truist Park. You might find something fun. But
yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and then after that, we'll talk about some more postseason action. So, quick break. We will be right back.
WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.
All right, welcome back for the final segment of Student Section MLB here on this Wednesday night. And while we do have two games going, of course, that's Braves, Phillies, and Padres, Dodgers when it comes to the NLDS. We do have some ALDS games that are starting tomorrow. Of course, those game twos are very interesting. Of course, let's go and kick it off. I think it's going to be the first one, Astros Mariners.
Yes, 2:37 p.m. Central Time. That's 3:37 Eastern. Mariners, Astros. We got on the mound. We got Luis Castillo for Seattle, and we got Valdez for Houston. So, I mean, as much as these lineups can hit, we got a guy in Luis Castillo who is without a doubt a top 5 pitcher in baseball.
Yeah.
And then we got a guy in Frankie Valdez that has had, I think, upwards of like 40 straight quality starts, according to MLB.com. Like, this is going to be a pitching matchup for the ages. I mean, you got a guy in, not Frankie Valdez, Framber Valdez, who 17-6 on the year, 2.82 ERA. And then you got a guy in Luis Castillo, 8-6, but don't get fooled by that. He was on the Reds.
Yeah.
With a 2.99 ERA. I mean, these guys are going to be going at it tomorrow in a pitcher's duel, and I think even though Seattle lacks playoff experience, I think they could, if they get a very good start out of Luis Castillo, I think they could possibly steal one here in Houston. Yeah,
I think that's very much a possibility. But here's the issue. Everyone thought until about the 7th inning, game 1, that's the Mariners are finally going to steal game 1.
I thought that until Yordan Alvarez walked up to the plate. I mean, 3 runs is a nice cushion in the 9th inning.
Yeah, it is.
But until Yordan Alvarez, the most intimidating guy in the world, other than like Will Anderson and maybe like, Mike Tyson, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I thought they were stealing that game until that man walked up to the plate, because everybody and their mother knew he was going yard there unless they walked him, and they didn't.
Yeah, and look, now we kind of talked about this earlier. Perhaps maybe you make some pitching changes where maybe you try to work around with his weaknesses and try to do something like that. But it just basically threw one for a homer. It was like,
yeah, I mean, that was Yankees Guardians. Game 2, pitching duel. Cortez versus Bieber. Very similar seasons on the year. You got Bieber, who was 13-8 with a 2.88 ERA and then you got Cortez, who was 12-4 with a 2.44 ERA. I mean, these guys, this is going to be a pitching duel, to say the least. I mean, you got firepower on both sides of this lineup. You got MVP Aaron Judge, and you got third in MVP runnings, in my opinion, Jose Ramirez on the other side. You got guys who don't strike out that much. I want to pull up the game that Cortez pitched against the Guardians earlier this year.
Right.
Guardians don't strike out all that often. They got a good squad that
they can hit.
Yeah. They can hit, man. So Cortez 6 1/3, 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 home run. So he made 1 mistake there, but 8 strikeouts.
8 strikeouts?
8 strikeouts on a team that does not strike out all that often. And that was early in the year. That's when he's on a pitch count. That's when he got pulled at 85 pitches in that game. I mean, Cortez is in prime position. The only thing that I am scared of is that he does not have playoff experience. But I think that's BS. Because, listen, Nestor Cortez has been through so much. He has fought and fought and fought his way, and he is ready for this moment. I mean, he was told after he got drafted he wouldn't be better than a 5th starter. And then he was put to the bullpen as a long relief guy. He got released by the Yankees. He got picked up by the Orioles in a Rule 5 draft. He got released, signed by the Mariners, got released, and now he's back on the Yankees. And he finally hit his stride in his age 27 season.
Yeah.
I think he goes out there tomorrow and he shoves it down their throats. I think he's going to have a great game. 8+ strikeouts. He's going to do that awesome thing on the mound that he does where he tests your balance and whatever, goes all off like Johnny Cueto-esque. But I think he's going to have a great game tomorrow. Yankees are going to need to jump on Shane Bieber, and Yankees are coming out on top tomorrow.
I'm again, Cleveland is a good team. A lot of people have underestimated them, I think, because of being in the AL Central. Mm-hmm. Now, again, like I said, I think the Yankees are going to win this series. Mm-hmm. But I think Game 2 tomorrow, with it being a pitching battle, because you got Shane Bieber out there, that could be an issue.
I think it could be an issue, but I think if you're Cleveland, you got to win tomorrow. You have to win tomorrow. This is your pitching battle. Ace versus ace, arguably. I mean, Garrett Cole's our ace, but you know what I mean. These are 2 great pitchers, sub-2.5 ERAs, or sub-2.9 ERAs, whatever it is. If you are Cleveland, you have to win this pitching battle where the Yankees will not put up a lot of runs. Because if you lose tomorrow, there's no winning this series when you're down 2-0 to the Yankees.
Yeah, but the issue is, again, like I was trying to say, look, you have a good hitting team like Cleveland. Mm-hmm. You have a decent hitting team like the Yankees. Mm-hmm. The Yankees have survived off good pitching, and they have survived off situational hit. Cleveland just hits. They have an okay bullpen, and they have some good starters. I think that's a prime game. Now, you are really correct on the idea of Cleveland needs to win this game if they do not want to lose the series. This is an important game. If you get at least just one in Yankee Stadium, you're probably golden.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're the Guardians, you got to win tomorrow. If you don't win tomorrow, that's series over.
Yeah.
The Guardians are not winning 3 in a row against the Yankees.
If it's the right situation,
the New York Yankees will not lose 3 games in a row in this entire playoff, let alone to the Guardians. 3 in a row is a lot of games.
Playoffs are a stranger.
Playoffs are a stranger. Yes, you're correct. But the New York Yankees are no stranger to the damn playoffs. They are not losing 3 games in a row, let alone to the Cleveland Guardians. The Yankees are winning this series in 4 or 3 games.
I gotta disagree. I'm still sticking in my 5 games.
We'll see next week when we circle back.
Now I was already a little scared because I'm starting to think of last week when you said it's going to be Cleveland. It's going to be the Phillies.
I went damn near perfect. I should just say, you know what? Phillies are beating the Braves in this series. Maybe I'll just say that just to get it right. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I think the Braves are coming out on top unless the Phillies win tonight. Then I won't.
Yeah.
I mean, now fast forward to Friday. We got Phillies Braves Game 3 and Dodgers Padres Game 3.
Okay, so let's talk about Dodgers Padres first, and I have some stuff I want to say about Game 3.
All right, so we got undecided pitcher for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And then versus Blake Snell.
That might be a Dodgers conceding game.
100%. This one's in San Diego. Blake Snell's on the mound. Padres are winning this unless they win tonight. If they win tonight, Dodgers are not concealing anything unless they're up 2-0.
Yeah.
But Dodgers, if they're up 2-0, yeah, Padres are winning this game. If the Padres win tonight, I'm going to wait to make a prediction on that game until I see the Dodgers starter. But I think the Padres could potentially go up 2-1 on the Dodgers there.
Yeah, that's a real situation.
Blake Snell is a guy who has a lot of playoff experience with the Rays, playing against very good teams like the Yankees and the Astros in the playoffs. And now, I mean, he's a guy that will go out there and get the job done. I mean, I could very much see the Padres going up 2-1 in that series if they win tonight.
Yeah, look, this is the Padres series to lose in a way. Let me say, though, I think we both agree this is the Dodgers series.
100%.
99% chance it's the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But
there is that chance that the Padres could upset that.
However, I think it's a very low chance. But what the Padres need to do, they need to have an excellent game 2, which means winning, basically. And I think they need to make a statement win. Then you need to have basically an amazing game 3. And then you hope game 4 or game 5, Dodgers make enough mistakes, they get sloppy enough, or they get scared enough to make these mistakes where you luck out on the win. So the path is open, but it's a path that depends on both game 2, and then it depends on what the Dodgers' actions are after that.
Right.
So I'm very interested. I think this is a series that goes 5 games also.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, again, this is a Dodgers reaction, how this series goes. So, yeah, what's your thoughts on that idea?
I mean, like I said, I think it all depends on the game tonight, the outcome of that game tonight. It's hard to look at game 3 without game 2 being played.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Blake's on the mound. No matter what, I think the Padres win that game at home.
Mm-hmm. So
now, Phillies Braves. We don't have a starter for the Braves yet.
Yeah.
Do you know who would be lined up to pitch there? Is Strider on the postseason roster?
So, of course, we can talk about quickly that contract he has signed.
Oh my God, the Braves are criminals.
Yes,
they are criminals. They highway robbery for every guy. They got Acuna his rookie year. This superstar Acuna for $100 million over 9 years. They got Albies for 7 years, $70 million?
$34 million.
$34 million for 7 years of Ozzy Albies. Are you kidding me? And now they got Strider. 3rd time's a charm. Are you kidding me? The Braves are masterminds, criminals. It's ridiculous. When are these guys going to catch on? Like, I know they're young guys. A lot of money sent their way. This is what agents are for. You don't let guys like Ronald Acuna take that offer. He's worth well above $200, $300 million.
You know what
He's getting $100 over 9 years.
You know what I think of every time I see a new Braves contract?
What?
You watch Breaking Bad, I assume.
I haven't, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But all I can think about
not
is...
a big show watcher, honestly.
All right, so I'm going to spoil something for you. All I can think of is Walter White talking to Saul Goodman. He says, "You're done when I say you're done." That's all I can think. It's just AA, though. It's Alex. He's talking to that player, and he says, "We're done when I think you're done."
That GTA meme where it's like, here we go again.
Yeah. Look, coming off that, though, this might be a chance for Strider. I'm just trying to think who else, though, could be. I can't.
Could they do an opener? Do they trust their bullpen enough to do an opener?
No. Even as a Braves fan who thinks the night shift has been absolutely amazing throughout the season in most cases, I don't trust them to do a whole game. Maybe you could get Morton in there. That could be a good choice.
I could see Charlie Morton.
Yeah. So that's a couple of choices right there. But again, we are right now reaching the top of the 6. Still no runs. So this is where Kyle Wright is pitching, by the way. So I'm kind of scared now. Yeah, he's pitching right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So This is where I start to get worried about potential.
1-1 in the Padres-Dodgers game.
Already?
Bottom of the first inning. So top first, Machado homered. Bottom first, Freeman homered.
Oh,
I mean, Yu Darvish versus Clayton Kershaw. I thought this was going to be a pitching battle. I mean, end of the first inning, it's 1-1.
Yeah, so.
There's offense somewhere, Phillies and Braves.
Yeah. I'm now the only thing I think I thought they would probably throw in the bullpen starting now as the Braves. Seeing Kyle Wright still out there is a little bit scary to me because considering this is still a 0-0 game.
Right.
So hopefully Snicker knows what he's doing and can hopefully get this game put away. But right now Kyle Schwarber is at bat. It's 2-2. Last two pitches have been balls. So
all right.
never mind.
As we come back to next Wednesday for our next show, we will be through the ALDS and NLDS rounds. We will be through Game 1 of the NLCS, and we will actually Game 1 and 2 of the NLCS. I'm sorry. So Tuesday of next week will be Game 1 of the NLCS, and Game 1 of the ALCS will be Wednesday.
Right.
Game 2 of the NLCS will be Wednesday. So probably during our show, we'll have a game, maybe 2 going on. Game 1 or Game 2 of the AL and NLCS.
Yeah,
next week we will be through the entire divisional series. There will be 4 teams remaining. What do you think?
Right now, at the moment, I'm going with Dodgers in 4. I'm going with Braves in 5. I'm going with Mariners. Astros is a little too close for me because we haven't had a Game 2 yet. But I'm going to go with Astros in 4. Then I'm going to say Yankees in 4.
All right, I'm going to go Astros in 4, Yankees in 3.
No.
Maybe 4. Maybe Yankees. Yeah, Yankees in 4. I'd like 3 to be safe, but 4. I'm going to say Phillies in 5, man. I don't know why. Just gut feeling after a Game 1 upset.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong, too. To be honest, I like the Braves. They're my second favorite team. But I don't know. I just got a weird feeling. Phillies in 5. And I think Dodgers in 5. I think Padres goes to 5 games. And I would love that. So I guess, we'll circle back next week. And, playoff baseball, man. I love it.
Man, as a Braves fan, and for the fellow Braves fans listening, please, and just take care of yourself because I don't know what would happen if we lose the NLDS. That would be crazy and that would be very sad. But
we'll see.
For this episode of Student Section, I've been Carson Keel and I've been joined by
Luke Torre.
And we shall see you next week, same place, same time. But until then, have a good time with good playoff baseball.
Good luck.
WVUA-FM, Tuscaloosa.